Alright, I'm not too sure about this video, because probably going to be a little bit boring to watch. I mean, it has nothing to do with drilling, because that's where it really becomes boring. But this is one of the boards that I want to saw down. I've got 2 of them done. Got 2 more to go. So here we were, you saw me mark the lines. Yes, and this is just over a ½ inch. Like just over ½ an inch. Got 2 done. I got 2 more to go. I'll show you what it takes. Because inevitably some of my friends out there are going to tell me, oh, you can do that so much faster on a table saw or bandsaw. This is the process of resawing. And I'll just show you what it looks like. I'll move the camera just a bit. So here's the piece. This little thing just keeps the jaws of the vise, from racking. So if I put a lot of pressure over here, this side gets tight. This side will not get as tight, and it just won't hold it as well. So this just equalizes the pressure, keeps everything parallel. So first thing you gotta do is get that starting line. And as I'm doing this, I can see as I'm looking here, but I can see over there is Luke causing some trouble, mischief, and mayhem like only an orange cat can do. He's now looking to climb my freezer. And I do that. So pretty much all that did was establish the line that I have there going across. I can still see my marking gauge line. So now we're going to change it up a little bit. Going to angle here, and I'm keeping the saw in the line I created, so that way it's there. But I'm looking here, and this is a tough wood to go with because it's the color of it makes it hard to see the line that I made that's inked in with black. My goal at this point is to get a straight line from this corner down. Not quite there yet, but I'm close. Okay, at this point I can feel the saw is hitting here and all the way down. So right now, let's see, you can't really see the pencil line, but I've got something that looks like that on the inside. So that's kind of the angle that I'm looking at. And again, that's the line isn't showing up. I am right along the line there. So now what I'm going to do is start cutting down this side. And this will be a common theme here. I don't have to worry so much about going across because the saw is going to follow the curve I already made. Goal is to get this side and this side about the same, and I'm a little bit off there, and to make it easier, because right now I've got that going for me. There's a pinnacle on the inside. I'm going to try to take that down and make it more like that. So I can see what I'm doing. And here, before I could use the corners to kind of tell me where I was in relation to each other, now I'm going to kind of internally count the strokes that I take. And what I'm when I'm in the process of sawing, I'm trying to use the whole saw. Very common. You'll see people just using this part. You've got, 2 feet of saw there. Might as well use it. And for those of you scoring at home, I counted about 20 strokes. I'm going to do 20 on this side as well. And it's just going to keep repeating that process. A little bit more of a power stroke here, because I'm not worried about accuracy at this point, because the saw is just going to follow the lines I've already put in. And that's pretty good. Do it again. And as you go from both sides, like here, you can see how I started off a little bit away from mine. I'm getting a little bit closer to it. So I'm going to use the side of my saw teeth and try to bring it back more this way. One of the, like a micro adjustment that you make along the way. There we go. Might be hard to see from this angle, but I'm focused on keeping my body off to the side so my arm can just go straight back and through. I don't want to have to try to think about how my arm is off the side, just straight back and through, like a piston. It's an oil on a rag and a can oiler. I can feel some resistance. I'm just gonna oil the plate of the saw. And that's going to take away some of the resistance of the spoon. You may have just seen Lukey make an appearance. He's out here exploring with me. And he's off camera, but he's right here by my feet now. All right, I can't see the line. All right, yeah, we're doing good. At this point, if I take 20 strokes, I'm going to get to the end. So my goal is going to be get to here and get my line started on the bottom side. I can't go too far because as I pull my hand back, my knuckles are hitting the side of the bench, so I can only go so far. Do the same over here. And I'm using the path of the saw, the previous path of the saw, in order to, sorry, I'm a little out of breath, to keep the saw plate nice and straight. So I'm just going to do that thing again now, but now I have saw kerf to work to. Can't really see it from that angle, but I'm keeping my, and I can't, the way I have it laid out, I'm not really in a good position, but my thumb is kind of on the side, and I'm using this hand to push that way into the thumb. So I've got one hand pushing this way, this hand pushing, like counter pushing the other way in order to keep the plate nice and straight. Just give you a look at what I'm doing, but it's much more comfortable for me to do it on this side. Okay, there, got the line going all the way through. I've got this, I've had this as a cut off from another project from years ago. I just kind of stick that in there. It's about the size of the plate, it's a little bit thicker, but that way when I put it in the saw, I'm not compressing these. If you put pressure here, it's gonna get that to burst open. I don't want tear out, I want control. That's going to help me keep it. So right now I've got a chunk in here that needs to come out. Whoops. Alright, this should be one of the last times I have to turn around. I'm not really sure. There it goes. So, what do we got? Even though I was explaining it, just over 10 minutes, 11 minutes. I've got that here. So this is the piece I want. This is leftover. This may end up being the panel in the middle. I'll draw a runner, something like that. But they'll come in handy. So just over 10 minutes, I had that board resawn in half. Yeah, I guess I could use a power saw to get it done faster, but then I have to set it up. I've had a blade spinning at, I don't know, 3,000 revolutions per minute. And I don't want I still have 10 of them. I don't want to lose any. You may have noticed at one point where I actually caught myself on the teeth. But I've got that and full use of my fingers. So it's a trade-off I'm willing to take. I've got one more to go. I'm not going to do that to camera. But stay tuned. I still got a ways to go. I got to do this process a couple more times to get the sides, the top and the back. But the next step after this will be to use the plane, clean up the inside of the face until I get down to the line, decide which two pieces are going to make up the front, which two are going to make up the back, glue them together, and then we'll finish the sizing of these particular items. Thanks for watching, and I'll hopefully get back to you soon. It's the first time I've been in the shop in a while, and I want to get this last one done.